Jeremy, we've made it to the bottom of our list. And while it's not a particularly game-focused one, like,
It's all
for example,
companies, man. It's all fucking companies doing
companies
weird
and
shit.
moments. It's not best pivot to open world, or I can't believe this game came out this year. It's not a game winning an award necessarily. This is biggest/strangest 2022 moment of the year.
Yeah.
And so we're talking all kinds of stuff. Jeremy, would you like me to read out the list?
Yeah.
All right. At the top, I'll read this out verbatim. We've got E3 cancelled.
Oh, right. You're doing that list. Right. Okay. Yep.
What list have you got?
Oh, the smaller one that I put together.
Oh, you put it at the bottom of the thing. Oh, I didn't see it because it wasn't in dot points.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, shall I? All right, I'll read out the smaller list. That's a good idea.
E3 being cancelled is very funny, but E3 is back again next year by Reed Pop. So
yeah, no,
it's less funny.
I think I put that in there because I'm like, E3's whatever. E3, E3 doesn't even know what it is anymore.
Yeah.
We'll keep that other list there for like some quick mentions. But the shorter list we've got. Sorry for the runaround, everyone. At the top, starting again, we have Epic bought Bandcamp. I don't even remember that happening.
I know,
what?
Right? And the reason being is because, yeah, right. And this is the thing. Like, I wrote that going, what? That's so fucking strange.
Yeah. Reported by The Guardian, 7th of March, 2022.
And the deal already closed.
Can a video game company save independent music? I doubt it.
Whatever that means.
That's quite strange. I didn't. Wow, I really forgot that. It rings a slight bell. Bandcamp CEO Ethan Diamond framed the deal as a boon for artists, saying that the two US companies shared a vision of building, quote, the most open, artist-friendly ecosystem in the world, unquote. A blog post from Epic underlined the need for, quote, fair and open platforms, unquote, to enable, quote, creators to keep the majority of their hard-earned money.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
The creators
that means.
to keep the majority of their hard-earned money.
Yeah. We just want to take some off the top, though.
We want some. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
I just need who wrote this article? I don't want to skim. I didn't see a byline here. What's up with that? Music, it says. Music wrote this article.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's a weird moment, Jeremy.
Yeah. Another one, which is a combination of a bunch, but they all happened within a 3-week period.
Yep.
Take-Two buying Zynga, Sony buying Bungie, and Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard King.
Is that 3 weeks?
Yes.
You're joking me. That is unreal.
3 weeks.
Forgot about all of that.
Because the joke was a couple of like big journalists, I think like Imran Khan and Jason Schreier, I think they were both on leave at the same time.
Oh, that's right.
And they were like, well, nothing bigger can happen now. And then another one happened. And they're like, you must be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, Zynga and Microsoft was interesting. Bungie and Sony was interesting. Sorry, Take-Two and Zynga was interesting. Sony and Bungie was really, really fascinating, considering Bungie has been kind of trying to go on their own since splitting from Activision's deal for Destiny, and they moved away from Microsoft, and then they got acquired by PlayStation. Like looking at that whole through line is quite fascinating.
It's since the beginning of Destiny, they had a pretty good relationship with Sony the entire time. Like Destiny was always marketed as with extra content for PlayStation platforms, right? Like there was always
That's true. I couldn't help but wonder if that was an Activision publishing deal though, rather than a Destiny, a Bungie driven.
I'm sure it was related. I'm sure it was an Activision thing, but I think that it was a part of it was just like they developed a good relationship, right?
Yeah, I know. It's just that like Bungie has always tried to stay independent despite making some of the best first party IP the industry has ever seen.
Yeah, well,
like
they you know,
Not anymore.
they needed someone to pay to keep the lights on, which I think will be good for them.
And it'll be very good for Destiny because Destiny has become very expensive, and they have quite an ambitious vision for it.
And look, I actually don't think, like, while they were buying Destiny, they're also
That's not why
buying
they bought Bungie.
they're also buying their new IP, whatever that is, the thing that's been in development for a little while.
True, that's interesting. Yeah, and like it was as soon as they were bought, they were announcing massive staffing up, like massive increase. And I think that's what it was for Bungie. It was like, look, we've got eyes that are bigger than our stomach right now. We need more support to realize our visions.
Yeah.
Of which they have many.
Yes.
Take-Two and Zynga.
Money buying money.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Whatever, one company buying another. But Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft.
Maybe the biggest piece of news the games industry has ever seen.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever seen. Not only that, it's also been recurrent. It hasn't stopped this whole time. When did that kick off? Let me research that one.
Mid-Jan or mid-Feb.
Yeah, it was early, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember you said that was this year. I was like, no way.
Yeah, it was very early.
January, 18th of January. This is before Arceus came out.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where it's like, I remember, like, I can remember where I was when I first read that. And I remember when Microsoft bought Bethesda. And that was huge news. That was like, oh my God.
I remember that too. I remember the number, like $7 point something billion. Whoa, that's a lot of money.
And this just dwarfs it. This just absolutely dwarfs it. And like, it hasn't gone through yet. It hasn't gone through yet.
It's funny because it's the same people. It's funny because it's Microsoft's money.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And look, like we're gonna see another one of these. I fully believe. I fully believe Square Enix is gonna try and sell itself.
Yeah, I agree. In the next 5 years or something.
Yeah. And look, Ubisoft, who knows? We know the Guillemot family, specifically the last one left.
They were looking at getting it
they fought off of it.
Ready for sale.
They fought off Vivendi, right? But like it was that was because Vivendi would have been a bad pick for anybody.
Yes.
I can see them going to a Sony and saying, "Hey, let's do some deals."
Mm-hmm.
That was huge.
100%.
Grand Theft Auto 6 being leaked is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Not too long ago, really. A couple months ago.
No, not too long ago. This is one I actually just didn't believe.
Yeah. I remember you not believing it and me trying to say, like, no, like, it seemed pretty real. A lot of debug information.
Yeah, totally. I felt like ignorant afterwards when it was finally put together. But in reality, we've never seen a leak like this in the history of the industry.
No,
Not ever.
And it was happening in real time was the thing that was throwing me, is that there was someone inside of their system taking requests. It was a kid, right? And he fished his way into Rockstar's internal accounts management. Right? It was a bunch of things. It was Slack. It was it was Slack. It was Confluence, which is their internal documentation system, which they would have detailed every system.
Yeah, like the game design documents, like the Bible for the game. Yeah.
Which also included HR information, other quite sensitive information, and like a couple other things as well. Which is how we got videos and how we got GIFs and how we got screenshots and how we got debug information and how we got breakdowns of how different mechanics works and how different systems works and animation tests and all this stuff. Like we got a plethora of information. And it was fascinating because that's such a big deal, but also no one didn't expect a Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out. So it wasn't like, oh my God, Grand Theft Auto 6. It was more just like, oh my God.
This is legitimately Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, like it was weird to see it in the seat that we saw it. But it was also weird.
So early. Pre-alpha.
Like that game is like 5 years away, I reckon.
I'd say more like 2 or 3, but yeah.
So the reason I think it's okay, yeah, maybe. I think they might hit end of this console is the thing.
Yes, I would say so.
Because we also know, like, I think Harper from Polygon now, or Kotaku, one of the two. I don't remember quite where they worked anymore. They reported that they were working on like a bunch of things. They're working on like a remaster for Red Dead Redemption 1 and a next gen port for Red Dead Redemption 2. And both of those
and they got shelved.
Yeah, they're both shelved, so everybody now works on GTA 6. And you know, like then Rockstar came out saying like, yeah, like, hey, look, you've seen what Grand Theft Auto the next one looks like.
Yeah, we didn't really want this to happen.
Yeah.
But you have seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild day. Because I remember there was all on GTAforums.com, right? Like I was on those forums before they got nuked to oblivion, and I was looking at this stuff because I was out at the time. I was like having dinner with my partner, and my partner's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, like this is the biggest fucking news."
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that was wild to be able to see that happen live.
Yep, I totally agree.
Two more that we've got. Sorry, did you have more to say on that? Or?
No, not really. Not really. I kind of said my bit on it.
Yeah.
These two are capital S strange.
Yeah. These are funny things that happen. First of all, Square Enix, at large, sold all of their Western studios,
which was wild.
To Embracer Group. Embracer then renamed Square Enix Montreal to Onoma.
Yeah,
which
and it seemed like they renamed themselves too. It seemed like quite a like that was their studio decision.
I don't know if you saw the branding behind Onoma.
It was quite bespoke. It was quite different and unique.
It was great. It was really good profile, really good logo treatment, really good font. It was a real, I don't know which graphic designer did that, but holy shit, they did a wonderful job. Only for
the thing is, so I know a vague amount from watching Kind of Funny. Greg's now wife used to work at that studio, and like the kinds of stories that didn't hear too much of, but they worked on all of the Go games, all of Lara Croft Go, Hitman Go, Deus Ex Go. And it was an excellent studio that had an excellent work culture by the sounds of it. And they haven't done much in recent years, so I have no idea what they've been doing. We might never find out. But it was great to see them sort of get this. I was excited to see what they might finally come up with under new management. Or under new oversight.
Yeah, like with someone else signing the check. Like there was a level of yeah. And then 3 months later, they closed the studio.
Yeah.
Just seemingly out of nowhere.
Like, why would you give them the time of day to go through a whole rebrand process to redefine themselves? And obviously they had to, because their studio name was Square Enix Montreal. Like that was just a whole thing. Like they probably had to do that immediately. But like, oh man, I was pretty sad when that news came through.
It was sad because you get told that they were actually going to try and they had put the time in the company, right? Like they had put effort into making the company better. Even if it is just like a public facing thing, like that's still important. Yeah, like it was just it was sad, and you can tell that Embracer did not want it, and it must have been an agreement that like if you want all these studios, you have to have all these as well.
Totally, and I bet it was like you've got 3 months to come up with a pitch or a prototype or something, and then.
And yeah, like not everyone was fired. There was people who were transferred over to their other studios, but like it was a bad thing that happened.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Totally. Yeah, it was no fun at all.
No.
I don't really have the details on this. This one confused me. No, I'm remembering it now. I'm remembering it. Go on, Jeremy.
And finally, Yuji Naka, the creator, one of the creators, but the main creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, Was arrested in November for insider trading.
Yeah. Because what was it? He had information that Sega was partnering with some dragon.
It was
like
it was Dragon Quest. Yeah.
Oh, Square Enix from his time making Balan Wonderworld, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. Yes.
There was some studio they heard was going to get a contract for a new Dragon Quest game, and so they bought stock in that studio before the deal went live.
Yeah, which was funny because at the same time Sonic Frontiers was coming out, and there was just like Sonic is already funny as like a thing, and then having this pop up was just also funny.
There are times in Sonic Frontiers where Sonic's friends are like in a little red kind of bubble, kind of stuck in there, and I saw someone take Yuji Naka's face and put on one of the characters stuck in these little bubbles.
What was funnier is that earlier this month, it happened again.
What?
He was arrested a second time.
What for?
This is according to Wikipedia. Accused of having purchased 144 million yen of shares of the developer A-Team before their game Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, was announced.
Oh, what? He did it twice?
Did it twice. And this is the thing, right? I remember when this happened, I was like, I think it was the equivalent of like, it was like $10,000 US. Which is like, that's like a lot of money.
Oh, right.
But in insider trading world, like, that's not a lot of money.
No, it's not. It just still is a felony.
Yes. And then this one, I think it was closer to like $80,000 or $90,000. And I'm like, okay, like there's a pattern here. You don't insider trade once for 10K and then get out.
I mean, I wonder if the idea was like, oh, just do this quietly, too big and everyone will notice.
Maybe.
Like,
but yeah, it's happened again within the span of 2 months. And it's like,
what a strange thing to do.
Like there's something happening here.
From our large list from before, we've got a couple of bigger things I just want to quickly point out. Embracer bought Lord of the Rings, which was wild.
Yeah. But it wasn't all the rights. It was like most of the rights, and it was in some
but not the TV show.
Yeah, not the TV show.
The Bayonetta voice actor kerfuffle that happened over 7 or 10 days, that was strange.
Yeah.
Mick Gordon's Medium post a month or two ago.
Yeah.
FIFA and EA split. We're no longer getting EA made FIFA games.
Yeah, we're just getting EA football, right?
Yeah, something like that. They're calling it. I'm not sure because we don't have one yet, so it hasn't cemented itself in there for me.
Watch them like axe the actual game and they just make FIFA Ultimate Team, or like they just call it Ultimate Team. They won't be able to wait.
It'll be UT.
I just remembered FIFA Ultimate Team uses FIFA's stats.
Yeah, right.
They won't have access to those anymore.
That's right.
That's maybe the most interesting part of all.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do because like FIFA doesn't have that much goodwill.
No, God, no. They are one of the most evil, corrupt organizations in the world.
Yeah, I wonder if EA can say and justify putting in a lot of like infrastructure to get their own sort of systems like that for themselves to make their own games.
EA said, FIFA said they were going to start making their own game or something, didn't they?
Well, yeah, that's what they have said. Yes.
Fuck, that's funny.
But EA is definitely going to keep making games.
Yes.
Soccer games.
Yeah,
it's fascinating. We also had Google killing Stadia. Shocker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think any of those are as big as the other ones we brought up, but I did just want to sort of round off the sort of the look at the strangeness that was this year. So what have we got from the small list? We got Epic bought Bandcamp, Take-Two bought Zynga, Microsoft is trying to buy Activision Blizzard, Sony bought Bungie, GTA 6 leaks, Square Enix Montreal being acquired as part of that massive acquisition, then being closed as Onoma, and Yuji Naka getting arrested twice for insider trading.
I have a proposition to make you.
Oh, proposition me, Jeremy.
It's a joint award.
Oh, holding hands. Between GTA 6 and Yuji Naka?
No, between GTA 6 and Activision Blizzard.
It's interesting.
Biggest being Activision Blizzard, strangest being GTA 6.
I'm down with that because I do think those were some of the singularly strangest, biggest, like unexpected moments, not only in 2022, but in the gaming industry's entire history. Like I remember like saying out loud, "Holy shit!" when I saw the news for Activision Blizzard. Like I said that. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Microsoft's bought Activision Blizzard."
Yeah.
It says like, and I'm like, it's like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, like
That was
all of the things.
huge.
I'm forgetting all of them.
It was so big.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
That acquisition is it's staggering. Like that's the kind of thing that makes me want to like put my hand against the wall if I'm walking somewhere and stagger to a stop for a second, like I need a minute, like I'm winded. And yeah, these GTA 6 leaks were so real, I didn't even believe they were real. No, I think that's a good pairing. I think that's a good point.